Hello kids! Welcome to our English 4 Quarter 4 Week 3 lesson. In your previous lesson, you have learned to give conclusions to realistic fiction read. And conclusions are what readers make after reading a passage in a story. So these serves as the ending of the story. So after giving a conclusion to a story read, giving reactions follow. So in this lesson, kids, you will learn to write a reaction about the story read. And learning this will not only help you develop your writing skills, but as well as your reading comprehension. It will also require you to think critically. So, at the end of this lesson, you are expected to write a reaction about the story read. So to start with, I want you to look at the picture on the screen. Look at it carefully. Nowadays, kids, we know that Facebook is one of the most popular, most used social media sites in the world. And this is the biggest of all the social networks by far. And then, here's a friend of yours who shared this picture on Facebook. What emoji will you click? Is it love? Like? Sad emoji? Or angry emoji? Wow? Or haha? Why did you choose this emoji? So at this instance, kids, you are already giving a reaction. You gave a reaction to the illustration based on how you feel about it and the reason why you feel that way. Furthermore, your reaction or your emotion towards something is often a result of your own experiences. So if an event made you happy in the past, it would give you the same happiness once you encounter the same event again. Likewise, you will probably agree to the character's events that made you happy and disagree to those that made you sad or angry. So here are some guides that might help you in writing a reaction about a story read. Number one is you have to read the story carefully. Reread it for a deeper understanding of the story. Another is, after you read the story, you have to think of the following questions. Letter A, how do you feel about what you read? What made you feel that way? Do you agree with the events or characters in the story? And what is the moral of the story? And the last one, number 3, is you can already write a reaction upon answering these questions. Remember that there is no right nor wrong answer in giving reactions. However, it is important that you clearly understand the story before you give your reaction to it. For learning test number 2, I will be giving you 5 stories to read. So you're going to read each story carefully and then write a reaction to each story by answering the question that follows. You may do this in your notebook. So let's start with story number 1. Gabby found a puppy on his way home. Thinking it had no owner, he brought the puppy home. The puppy was playful and it learns fast. Gabby liked the puppy so much. One day, he passed an old tree with a poster of a puppy missing. It was the same puppy he found. He was hesitant at first but decided to return the puppy to its owner. The owner thanked Gabby for taking good care of the puppy. Now, do you agree with Gabby's decision to return the puppy to its owner? Explain your answer. So you will be given 3 minutes to give your reaction to this story. For number 2, we have the following. Jayden was an industrious 9-year-old boy. He sold pancit in the morning and banana queue in the afternoon. When asked about the threat of being infected by COVID-19, he just said, I have to help my parents and I'm already wearing a face mask to protect myself against the virus. Do you agree with Jayden? Explain your answer. Number 3. Father and mother left early in the morning to sell sampaguita and candles in front of St. Ferdinand Cathedral. Leo was instructed by mother to look after his younger siblings until they returned. Leo obediently followed mother. When mother and father arrived in the evening, Leo and his siblings were already asleep. The house was clean and there was food left on the table for mother and father. Do you think Leo is admirable? Explain your answer. 4. Lester and his friends went to the river to swim despite the heavy rain. He went further and further into the water. Then his friends heard him shouting for help. Luckily, a passerby saw Lester and saved him from drowning. Do you agree with Lester and his friends when they decided to swim in the river despite the heavy rain? Explain your answer. Not long after that, he heard a familiar voice calling from behind. It was his mother gasping and panting. "You can't be out tonight all by yourself. Let me go with you," she said, still catching her breath. "Oh, thank you, mother. Let's go see that beam of light. It surely would be a good source of heat." Moy Moy grew more and more curious as they drew closer to the light. At last, they got close to the light. Moy Moy couldn't help but admire that lovely sight of the flame burning brightly from the oil lamp. Realizing this, Moy Moy's mother warned him not to fly too close to the flame. But the young moth was so attracted to the light and warmth of the oil lamp that he did not mind his mother's advice. Round and round the flame he flew. Finally, he hovered so near the flame that his wings got burned. His mother hugged Moy Moy, who was badly hurt. So this time, kids, I want you to give your reaction about the story by completing the paragraph here. So here's what you're going to do. You write a reaction about the story by completing the paragraph I've flashed on the screen. So you may do this in your notebook. You will be given at least 5 minutes to do this. Go! For learning task number 4, you're going to read another story, and then later on, you're going to write a reaction about it by answering the 4 questions that I will flash on the screen after this. So, for now, I'll read it for you. One Sunday morning, Anna went to her grandmother's farm. She was so excited because grandmother said there were plenty of butterflies in the meadow that day. Anna liked butterflies so much. She went to the meadow with her dog Brownie. Anna saw a beautiful orange butterfly. This was the first time that she has seen this. She chased the butterfly until it landed on a big gumamela plant. Anna was about to catch the butterfly when Brownie barked loud. Little did she know that there was a big snake nearby. Anna hurriedly went home and told grandmother what happened. What did you feel after reading the story? Why did you feel this way? Do you agree with the characters' actions in the story? Explain your answer. And the last one is, what is the moral of the story? So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do this, and then later on, you'll move to the next tasks. This time, for you to recall the important ideas that you learned today, which can be found in the development part of this lesson, you're going to complete the paragraph by supplying the missing word in its sentence. So are you ready? Okay, let's do this together. There are guides that might help you in writing a reaction about a story read. First, blank the story carefully. So what's the answer? Read. Okay, very good. Next, think of the following. How you blank about what you read and what made you feel that way. So what's the answer? How you feel. That's it. Did you get the same answer? What made you feel that way? Do you blank with the events or characters in the story? Do you? Do you agree? Okay, that's it. Do you agree with the events or characters in the story? And what is the blank of the story? What is the... Yes, what is the moral or what's the lesson of the story? And finally, there are no right nor wrong answers in giving what? In giving reactions. Very good. So it's in giving reactions. Okay? So if you got 5 here, then you really understood our lesson for today. For the assessment or learning test number 5, you will be given 2 stories to read and then write a reaction about each story by answering the questions that follow. So you may do this in your notebook. So here's the first story for you to read. Lucas was a 9-year-old boy who loved mobile games. Mother often scolded him to stop, but Lucas was stubborn. One day, Lucas was playing his favorite mobile game when he suddenly felt dizzy and fainted. He was lying on the hospital bed when he woke up. Lucas spent a week in the hospital. Before he left, his doctor advised him to do physical activities, eat and sleep on time, and limit his mobile usage to an hour a day. The doctor also warned him of the health problems caused by too much exposure to mobile phones. From fear of getting sick again, Lucas followed the doctor's advice. Lucas became more lively and cheerful. So here are the set of questions for you to be guided in writing a reaction for this story. 1. What did you feel after reading the story? Why did you feel this way? Do you agree with Lucas when he followed the doctor's advice? What is the moral lesson of the story? Okay? Good luck, kids! So here's the second story. You have another 5 minutes for this. Paul is a big boy. He is a naughty brat. Instead of playing with toys, he destroys things around him. He cuts trees in a row, and he does not know about taking care of the environment. Though his mother and father always tell him to change his way, he does not listen to them. He does not show concern for the environment. But one day, Paul learned a big lesson. Flood took away their house. Nothing was left to Paul. The people offered him go. XXXX. The people offered help to Paul and his family. They gave them food, clothes, and they also helped them to rebuild their house. From then on, Paul changed his ways. He no longer spoils other people's days. People XXX. People smile at his ways. He now enjoys being with people and helps Mother Earth grow trees. So, did you get it? So, here are the questions you need to answer for you to be guided in writing the reaction for this story. What did you feel after reading the story? Why did you feel this way? Do you agree with Paul when he finally decided to change his ways? Explain your answer. What is the moral of the story? Okay, that's it. So you will be given another 5 minutes for this, kids. Okay, good luck. lesson is for you to reflect on what you did today. So you're going to communicate your personal assessment as indicated in the learner's assessment card. So using the symbols below, you're going to choose which one best describes your experience in working on each given task and draw it in the column for level of performance and be guided by the descriptions below. So you're going to draw a star if you were able to perform the task without any difficulty and the task help you in understanding the target content or lesson. You're going to put check if you were able to perform the task. It was quite challenging for you, but it is still help you in understanding the target content or lesson. And you're going to put question mark if you were not able to do or perform the task. It was extremely difficult for you that you need additional enrichment activities to be able to do or perform the task. So as you can see, in the chart, you have learning test number 1, 2, 3, 4, and the assimilation and assessment. Okay? Thank you very much. See you all again next time, kids. Goodbye.